goodness, there really is nothing to segue into.
That's why I was saying, why you going so fast?
No, because I want to segue into this because there is nothing to segue into.
Okay. Well, it's a beautiful
Part of the reason why there is nothing to segue into is because do we really want to do top 50 list of rappers?
Nah, I'm good with that, man.
No.
It seems like everybody wants to know who the top 50 is.
Oh, for who? Christian hip hop?
For every hip hop, they want to know who the top 50 is.
Christian hip hop would be more of like a top. I didn't even know there
was 50.
18.
Top 18.
It's not that many.
Hold on. Any CHH fans?
I didn't even know there was a top 50.
Does anybody have a list? So
like 50? That's a big number.
I don't know.
50.
That's a stretch, bro.
That's a big number.
Okay, do we know if anybody? First of all, talking on this subject alone is kind of like bothers me. But
and no disrespect to CHH rappers out there. If there is 50, my bad. I'm just not well cultured, I guess.
But if we're gonna talk about the top 50, if we're gonna, exactly like what Brent's saying, can you really have like who would be within the top 50? Like what kind of categories?
You have
do
to
you
have an
here?
expansion draft.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So
like,
what would that look like?
They'd get like merit, honor, and merit, like honorable mentions for like 30 through 50. Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Wait, what?
Well, there's a lot of like old Christian hip hop has that y'all probably never heard too. Or
that's what I'm saying. I may not be, what I'm saying, well versed. And I'm sure there's people out there who are like, CHH. What is the word I'm looking for?
Fanatics.
Yeah, like aficionado, and we'll be like, "What are you talking about? I can name 50 in the 90s."
Right.
So it depends on what 50 you're talking
in
about.
The 90s, you're not.
Like, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Now,
like,
now, Brent, how long you been following Christian hip hop?
I haven't been following that long. So that's why I don't know a lot.
Okay, this is good. We need Brent to open up.
Like 2002.
2002.
I just graduated high school.
I wasn't even a believer.
Fact.
I wasn't a Christian yet.
Maybe.
I wasn't a Christian
2003
yet.
Because like I couldn't really find any for a while. And when I got saved, I was like, how come there's no like dudes rapping about Jesus? There's like almost every other genre, country, rock.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's just a funny question to ask.
Like
ain't nobody rapping.
But culturally, I'm like, how come nobody
nobody?
I can't find Christians that just rap, and I always thought it was like weird. And then the only thing I knew about that was somewhat popular was DC Talk, and I was like, and I'm a hip hop head, and I was like, nah, it wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't doing it for me. I'm not knocking them as artists or their talent level, but as far as hip hop, it wasn't for me. But the first three Christian hip hop albums I heard was Deep Space 5. Deep Space 5.
Way over my head.
Yeah.
Deep space for me. Super deep space.
I think that album was called the Night That They Called It a Day.
Night That They Called It a Day?
That's it.
There's some sick lyricism.
That's the name of it?
But yo, Christian hip hop has that. No, it's a dope album.
Those are the real
Corey Red and Precise, Resistance is Futile, and all the Street Prophecy mixtapes.
Look at this dude.
Wow.
Yo, I am Brent's manager. Nobody is taking Brent for their little CHH platforms.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And, ambassadors.
He's with Marrio Esco.
Christology.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
Ambassadors
this
Christology
dude is
album.
an expert. Go.
I'm not an expert.
Yes, you are, because you're breaking it down right now. I bet you like some dudes are listening right now and like, yes, finally, somebody who actually knows something about Christian hip hop.
Coming to this show looking for CHH this whole time. And finally, somebody.
Yo, my buddy gave me the ambassador. Like he ripped it. It's like you didn't even have the computers to efficiently do it yet.
Wow.
You was just like he like ripped it on like the dual disc thing on the stereo. But
Christian hip hop. So you came out from the womb spinning on your head with a Bible.
No.
Listening to Lecrae.
Listen to Lecrae.
Come on, bro. You know we talked about it. You know what kind of life I live.
The John the
prior
Baptist,
to my conversion.
John the Baptist spirit. Leaping for joy from the womb.
You just jealous. You just jealous.
He came out the womb with Christian hip hop.
Be hating. I came out the womb with sandals, not
wow.
Oh my God.
I've been walking with the Lord ever since.
I feel like you had that beard too somehow, even as a baby.
Man.
I feel like you still came out with that beard.
With the beard and everything.
It took me a minute to grow this beard.
All right, go ahead. No, my bad. So Ambassador, you said you had to strip it from a certain computer.
Yeah, so those were the first 3 albums.
To like write a program to get the music.
Those were the first 3 albums.
Nice.
What else?
Was it ADAT?
I still had cassettes at that time.
It was ADAT tape. What kind of?
Bro.
Yeah.
You say ADAT?
ADAT. It's a studio thing. My bad, Gil. But go ahead.
Oh,
so, all right. How much can I elaborate on my first 3 albums? How much elaboration do you want?
No, come on. So you saw that happen. You got interested in Christian hip hop.
How much Christian hip hop is there? So you asked me when I started listening.
Yep.
Around 2003.
So now so this is around, like, I'm getting a sense now. Are any of these that you got introduced to a part of your top 50 or 18 CHH list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you pull off a top 50 list?
No. I could probably name quite a few, but I can't pull up a top 50. It would have to be more than 50.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? You know what I can't stand? So we say top 50 and automatically people, instead of like categorizing in order of like real skill and whatnot, like people automatically go to the most talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Like the most famous?
Yeah, they go to the top guy.
Yeah.
And they make their list based on the most
who got the most
first.
noise?
Because not hating. Look, I'm not hating.
Are you putting a disclaimer?
I'm not hating at all. I have no place to hate at all. First of all, it's ridiculous, and I know that. I'm being real.
Where's the disclaimer that
says I'm not hating is because they're about to hate.
But aside from me being a rapper, that's what sucks, you know, because I'm a rapper, so they're gonna automatically do this to me. Aside from me being a rapper, who do you think is number 1 on everybody's list right now, automatically at the same time?
NF.
I was gonna say Lecrae, but
thank you. He's just being stubborn because he knows it's Lecrae. He knows it's Lecrae.
Crayola, man. Crayola's nice though.
Everybody. Hey, okay. Ready? Watch this. I'm gonna bug you guys out.
He be coloring them pictures.
Hold up. I'm gonna bug you. Hold up. I'm gonna bug you guys out, and I'm gonna bug all my audience out right now. I feel like I'm a magician, straight up.
Pull the rabbit out
Ready?
the hat, Mario.
I'm gonna pull the rabbit out the hat right now.
All right. Wave the wand. Let's go.
When you associate Lecrae with a secular rapper, who is it?
Whoa.
When you associate Lecrae with a secular rapper, if you could compare, who is it?
Compare?
Yep. Who is it? What artist comes to your head right away? I know I got a few of you out there. I know I got a few of you out there with that one. When you think of impact, when you think of skill, when you think of what he represents for the CHH culture all together in one package, and you needed to compare him with somebody.
Jay-Z.
I was gonna say Jay-Z.
All I did was broke down. All I did was broke down.
Well, you gave us a lot more descriptive words to work with.
But people will automatically think of these things and associate into a category. I'm just thinking of the process of the brains. Impact, skill, in our genre, top dog, most influence, and automatically the brain process goes Jay-Z. Bam. So now he's number 1 on the list because of all those things. Not skill, because of all those little subcategories that they put together. Bam. Lecrae is the Jay-Z of CHH, so he automatically goes on number 1 on CHH list.
I'm with you. I can see that.
I'm just saying facts.
No, that's a fact.
Is that not a fact?
That's a fact.
So who comes 2?
You're fired up for that one.
Who comes 2? Who comes number 2?
I'm gonna say because of the limelight, Andy Mineo.
Okay.
Because he's the one that gets
now this is not our
most.
list. This is not our list. This is based off of what? Off of what
the next Christian
what we
hip-hop
expect
rapper?
the most people are gonna do, right?
Yeah.
The next Christian hip hop.
Like, yeah, based off of that process. I was thinking Biz too.
Right.
I was based off of that mindset, and you see it time and time again. Whenever you see your favorite rappers go, who do you see time and time again?
I think it's because it's one of those things.
Bizzle, again, not hating. Them dudes are doing their thing.
Those dudes are nice.
I'm just trying to think critically and try to analyze this.
But you know what? Sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind type thing too, because they might get more attention.
Where does Jay Monty go on your list?
Jay Monty?
Ooh.
I haven't really listened enough of Jay Monty to make that declaration.
I think Jay Monty is slept on.
I think he's definitely up in the top 5.
I think he slept on.
He slept on.
Top 5.
Yeah.
How old is Jay Monty?
Yeah.
Top
Lyrically,
5.
I think he'll even give it to Lecrae.
Top 5.
Lyrically.
Jay Monty.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Top 5. He said top 5.
Wait, who said top 5? Gil?
Yeah, I would
You
give
put
him
J
that.
Monty top 5?
He can spit.
Okay, wait. Are you creating your list? Because I'm not. I am not creating my list.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't.
I'm not creating my list.
I wouldn't put him all the way down in like the 20s and 30s and 40s.
I should definitely be top 50 at least.
48.
Top 48.
He put me at 48. He put me at 40.
You can still get a humble brag. You know what's that's top 50 out of 53.
Wait.
That's a dope diss when you allow the person to assume what you already said.
Time out. See how my brain
top
works?
48.
I want you to know how my brain works.
All right.
He said top 48, so he put me at 48, right?
Yep.
Near 50, right? Let's negotiate. And he said he can't name no more than 18 CHH artists. So how do you can't name more than 18 CHH artists, and you put me at 48.
So there's like at least 30 imaginary dudes that are ahead of you.
This dude put me at 48, and he has to think really hard.
There's 30 imaginary dudes that are better than you.
There's somewhere there. There's somewhere between.
I'm counting all the dudes that rap at youth events that
crazy.
ain't never had an album come out. So
dang, and you ain't never heard him.
Only heard him once.
Heard Marrio.
Only heard him once.
48. That's crazy.
Yo,
that's like the most polite way to say you're trash.
Yo, bro.
No, that's not a level up. That's the wrong
catchy.
Yo, he said you're trash in the most polite way possible.
Wow. That's so I'm 48 on his list.
Yeah.
Welcome, Chris Busker.
Yep, I'm 48 on his list. All right, so Gil.
Yeah, I'm not making a list. I'm just saying.
Hold on, one more time. Who comes third? I already know. No, come on.
No idea.
Just give a thought. Come on.
I don't know.
Third?
Bro. No idea.
Yeah, you do. You just don't want to play no more.
No, I have an idea.
Hold on,
give me some time. Ask Gil. Give me some time to think.
I want to hear it. No, don't even. No, I don't want to hear it.
Based on what's happening right now?
No, based on the list that we're creating based off of how we're thinking.
You're going to say NF's got to be up there. Do we beat Chance?
See, why is it that... Okay, real talk.
Chance, dude.
Real talk.
Like, you have to give him the respect he deserves.
Mr. Busker, what up, man? We already did the artist tip, man.
Yeah, man, you missed it.
Mr. Boss. Mr. Busker. Shout out to Mr. Busker.
The man with the roar.
So... Man, I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask you about... Okay. The list.
Yeah, the third person. I said NF. And then you thought about some stuff,
let me ask you this.
And then forgot what
real talk. When you say the best, like, are we talking like... We're talking all those categories.
No,
so
well, right now, I thought you were talking about the most achieved and most recognized.
All right. No. I'm saying this is what people... I can see people assuming this based off of impact and all these things, and then they want to compare to something that they're familiar with, which is hip-hop, and then that's how they associate... That's how they associate the whole category.
That's what I'm saying. Based on the culture,
but real
I would
talk,
say NF would be third.
I get you, but let me change the subject real quick.
Okay.
Where does reformed CHH come into the picture with these categories? When do they come in?
I don't think they ever come to play in regards to this, because reform always excludes themselves from anything related to, Lecrae and all those other artists that are in the limelight. They're always like coming at their necks and completely disassociating themselves from that circle. You know what I mean?
Not only that, it's just
it's hard to lump them in.
The topic matter is
they're not in there.
A lot more in depth about the Christian life, the Bible, and those things.
Exactly.
So even though someone might not even believe in Jesus, they might listen to Lecrae because he doesn't pump it 24/7 in all of the tracks.
Yeah.
So they might be comfortable with that level of it. But you try to hand them a disc with like Shy on there or something, and they're gonna be like, "I'm good. I've done it before."
But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
When we're thinking of categories and lists, like when we're thinking CHH and impact, because we should be able to measure. All right, like you should be able to analyze and measure and look at stats, because that's how you judge the improvement of a market, let's say, like a specific niche.
Yep.
Like somebody, all of us together collectively should be looking at numbers, and not that it's all about numbers and vanity metrics and nothing like that. It can be sinful, so I'm not talking about that. But what I'm talking about is actual analytics to show progress and where we're going. Especially if you come to, let's say, potential investors and people that, or even churches that are looking for impact and looking for your ministry to go out there and want to give to your ministry. Where's your impact? Like it should be respectful. You should desire to prove your impact and show that. You should have some sort of ability to calculate that. Is all I'm saying. Not because of vanity, you know, but just maturity and being respectful with money, time management, this, that, and the other, right? Like that's just maturity, right?
Right.
So when we think about that and lists, bringing that full circle, where do you see the reform guys within CHH? It's almost like these lists don't even interact yet. Everybody's claiming CHH. Well, Lecrae's case is different, but with other artists that
Can you clarify your question? Like where?
So where if we talk CHH, like just CHH, you're saying, okay, can we all agree is Lecrae CHH? Yes or no?
To me, yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he even himself, even though he says that he's not a Christian artist and he doesn't put himself, he still categorizes his music through iTunes and all other platforms
as Christian music.
Same
category.
He's never left
faith-based, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Boom. Is NF CHH?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if he's categorized like musically. You know what I'm saying? Like Lecrae is. I don't know how his music is categorized, because if he doesn't categorize it as that, and I have to go into the secular batch of music to find it, then technically he's not a Christian rapper in the form of the way the genre depicts it. Like,
right.
He's not talking about faith.
Right.
So he wouldn't be categorized, I guess,
right,
in that genre. But he's a Christian and he raps. So I guess by definition he is a Christian rapper. But according to the guidelines and how they categorize music and how we consume it, he's not a Christian rapper.
Well, how about this? There's a guy that raps, right? You can't tell that he's a believer, but he's mad positive. He has good social commentary. Yeah. But you can't tell that he's a believer. And then someone tells you he's a Christian. Automatically, he becomes a Christian rapper in the hip hop category to you. Does that normally happen? Someone say, "Oh, like when I heard of
That's
NF,
what happened with NF.
I didn't know exactly."
Isn't that what happened with Justin Bieber? That's my bad. I couldn't.
That did happen. He's had all those controversies, and then he's been seen in church, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Yo, he's Christian now."
I would say some people probably do assume.
Kanye? Are we going with Kanye West now? Like,
does that fit into our description of what CHH is?
Okay, so NF. If you look at NF and you look at Kanye, which one would you categorize in CHH over the other? Like, you're leaning toward NF because of...
You're going to lean towards a person that publicly looks like they sin less. Basically, right?
Facts.
Let's just be real.
Yo, that's as real as you can get.
Let's just be real, right?
That might be a gem. I don't know. I think
because we're judging the tree by its fruit. We're judging the tree by its fruit.
You know what? That guy looks less of a sinner than the other one.
So that one's a Christian. Yo, wow. Okay, so let's say, all right, Bizzle, obviously CHH, right? We're gonna say that's CHH. Yo. So obviously you would categorize Shailene CHH, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So why, to me, maybe I'm assuming it, but why does it feel like to me from when I look at categories, any list that has like Bizzle, Lecrae, and all them on it, I like don't see the reformers. And then any list that have the reformers on it, like I barely see any of the other side. Like it's either like within heavy in reform CHH or heavy in,
because the argument for both sides is that you can, like, as far as the
why do they feel like they're two separate categories? They shouldn't be.
They're not like heavy in theology, so they're more about life with God and that type of capacity. Whereas the reformers are straight theology, scriptures, breaking down catechisms and all that within their rap. So one of the crew, the reformers are looking at them as they're not doing enough. And then they're looking at the reformers like, you're doing too much.
Right.
And that's the separation.
Sounds like a logical premise to me.
That's the separation.
Nah, Brent, you can't get away with that. What are your thoughts? Do you observe the same thing?
Yeah.
Like, do you agree with what I'm saying?
I see the same.
You can kind of see a separation.
Just in life, you just get people that are more serious about certain things.
What are you trying to say there?
You're trying to say that they're more serious about
the other ones. I think we had this convo before.
No, I think
some are just kids having fun in the playground.
I think some dudes are more likely to just like always want to be in the word, and that's what comes out. Like I always used to say, some people are built for theological rap. You can't just try to be a theological.
So is
rapper.
that separate? That's what I'm saying.
I just think some people think in a certain way. Like that's how they think. They got the word. That's what means the most to them. They're focused on the word, and that's what's going to come out all the time. They don't care about expressing themselves in any other way or about having commentary on sports or politics or other
movies,
social matters, because to them the gospel matters the most, and they just want to be as studious of their walk as possible, even in their music.
See, I think both exist. Like, I think both should exist. I just don't think there should be a divide. I don't think that they should be categorized in totally different things.
I think because when people consume it, God draws people differently.
Yeah, true.
So, like, some person that might hear something that's like heavily theological, say they had a rough upbringing, they didn't graduate high school, like, books and being studious wasn't their life. They had to survive. They might not have an in-depth knowledge of certain words or whatever, like I'm not
like how to break down the scripture with verbs and nouns.
You're going to use like certain words. They're going to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So like, but they might hear something a little bit more easier to understand that kind of talks their language. They might hear a Cray and they might be like, that gets their thoughts thinking about, you know what? Maybe there is a God. This dude's talking some positive stuff. I need this right now. And he starts walking towards seeking God.
Yeah.
And wherever God meets him, God meets him. God draws him.
Which is why I think it both exists. Just like no different than there's pastors that preach with a soft voice.
Yeah.
And then there's some pastors that preach loud, screaming, because they're very passionate. Does it mean that the guy who's calm is less effective than the guy who screams?
Charles Spurgeon would say that if you need to be a man with a big chest.
Oh, stop it.
If you don't have the right lung capacity to speak to the people in the back of the church, you might not be called to be a pastor.
See, man, that right there, that comment right there is why people think reformers are nuts.
No, that's a real quote.
I know it is. That's a real. You're quoting it like if it's valid.
Wasn't Bernie Mac that said, "Say it with your chest"?
Say it with your chest.
That's what Spurgeon was trying to say.
He stole that straight from old Spurgy Spurge.
Say it with your chest, and if you can't,
he straight ganked him for that.
So you better
say it with your chest, Mario.
You better have the lung capacity for that. In a way, he's kind of,
but he was talking about in a time when there was no microphones.
Exactly.
So you had to literally scream. And if you couldn't scream and you were like meek-mouthed, then you wasn't going to be able to preach to your congregation.
You can't do it.
He's like, how are you going to herald the word of God?
You can't even herald.
And you can't herald, bro.
If you had a Mike Tyson voice, you'd be like, turn to Romans 8:28.
How are you going to herald when you can't
Romans 8:28. We're going to read this today. I'm just wondering if you could turn to that
page quickly. We're about to get into the sermon.
You don't open your Bibles. I'm going to punch you in the face.
So yeah. I like that, man.
I think that's
don't know what the conclusion is.
One of them thinks the other guys is too much. The other ones are saying they're not doing enough.
What's the conclusion?
So I just think that they both have a space, like Brent said. Both music is needed. Even now,
wouldn't it be dope?
Even now, there's mumble Christian rappers. I think even they're needed. There's a generation that likes that music. And
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but they heard that Jesus.
Yeah. That's the only word they got to get clear, right?
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Whatever, man.
I don't know how to do it. So I know I sound like I'm making fun of it, but I actually like it.
It's the gift of tongues.
I like it. It sounds hilarious, but it speaks to a lot of people.
I need Google Translator for my rap.
When you play it, you put the Google Translate to it.
There's a vibe. There's a vibe to it, man.
I love it. I like it. I actually love it. But I'm just saying that I think that there's a way to reach people in different ways, like Brent was saying. And I think they all have a space. And I think that it'll be super dope that if a CHH platform is to make a list they should include all the rappers. And for them to try to say, "Oh, I didn't know." See, what do you mean, Shy Lynn? Who is this Shy Lynn? Like, come on. Like, all the reform rappers and just like even some of the upcoming rappers, they all know who they are. Like, it's not like they're completely oblivious. You know what I'm saying? So they could include all of them. Why they're not is the question.
I think it's like a universal. I'm just trying to understand the logic behind it because you see it time and time again, where you have the most, talked about, the celebrity status, the touring artists, and then you have the reform guys on this side, and you have all them over there. But then there's another category. It's like pop almost, like they're just coming out of nowhere, like a Steve Malcolm. Is Steve Malcolm on anybody's list? Like Steve Malcolm is killing it, bro. Like
he is killing
when
it.
I hear his music, I'm like, for me, it's enjoyable, good music, and we know the dude's a Christian, and he's just rapping about his life, things that it's more like surface level stuff, not deep in depth theological things, and it's more like I don't want to say pop sound, but it's more it kind of caters to different types, not just hip hop. You know what I mean? It's more, you can hear it on the radio.
Yeah. Well, pop is just popular music.
So I don't want to disrespect.
It's not disrespectful, but he is considered like R&B, hip hop.
But I wonder, I don't see that dude spoken
he kind
about.
of does all three. He even does reggae. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't see that dude spoken about like in the lists. Like it's always what we just said, like Lecrae, Bizzle, Dayton, this, that. But like I don't. Sometimes like Shine will come into the list
too, though.
Hazakim, like they will come.
We just gotta understand that these dudes have bigger platforms and markets.
Yeah.
That's just how they're.
And they've been out longer.
That's how they evolve. Like Biz. I heard Biz in like a while ago, at least almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So Biz, it's not like it's been 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. Malcolm is new. He's only been out for maybe the last 5 years.
In Christian hip hop, and more than anything, it just takes a long. I mean, in the music industry,
that's what I'm saying.
When we see people at the top, these are the exceptions to the rule. This isn't the norm. This is the exception to the rule. Lecrae is an anomaly, literally, no pun intended. But he's
is that a gem? I don't know.
No.
Maybe that was just like a.
But I'm just saying,
a level up. I don't.
No, but I'm saying he's an exception to the rule.
Or is it a? No, go ahead.
Oh my gosh,
he's an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, there's probably thousands of people that rap and they rap about Jesus, but only one person. I mean, it's no one's fault that somebody gets more attention than somebody else.
What I'm saying is there should be a way for us to bridge these gaps a little bit more. Right. It just seems like everybody is just standing to what they stand with, and I don't see a lot of
especially if it's about the kingdom. Yeah, especially if it's about the kingdom.
Facts. If
it's about the kingdom, and you ain't, if it's about the kingdom, then you should be helping other people branch out, help their own brand, get the word out. Like if you're like, yo, I love these dudes, they're good brothers. That's what I'm saying.
First of all, shout out to our partners. So this is not like a thing on that, because there are some of you out there that are looking to do that. So we're very thankful and honored for that. So I'm not going to be going off on tangents to just point fingers or anything like that, because there are people doing that. But I want to utilize this platform to look at things that I observe that need to be addressed and corrected, because it's kind of frustrating, dude. Like I'm looking for media sites. I'm looking for stuff to talk about CHH. There's one week where a few episodes where we had nothing to really talk about. And I was just like, okay, somebody dropped an album and went on tour. Okay, another person dropped an album and went on tour. So what is this, like rinse, repeat? Like, is this
and not that we're looking for gossip.
No. I mean, like movements, like movements, anything. Like this dude like partnered up with this, like all these partnerships. People like moving on. Oh, this movie just dropped, or this. How come actors? I don't see a lot of collaborations with like Christian actors and writers. Like I don't see a lot of. Lecrae did one time. He was on a few movies. Actually, you saw a movie with Lecrae in it.
Yeah, Breakthrough, I think it was called, with the young lady.
And that was a Christian film, right? It wasn't a.
Yeah, I mean the message was about God saving this young man's life that broke through.
So it's faith based, is what I'm saying. It wasn't like he was in a gangster movie.
No. Well, he was playing a worship leader.
Lecrae does one of the intros, one of the ESPN video. Yep. I think it's Sports Center in the morning.
Yeah,
or one of those shows. Dope. He writes that, and I think it was somebody. They had what's his name, Cannon on. He wrote a song as part of one of their little like mini series or something too.
Yeah, and video games too. Like people's music on. Like the new
Andy Minnie was on a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's been on movies too.
He's been on a ton of stuff.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if we had, like, here I am trying to look up the things that you're talking about.
Yeah,
and it's like I get frustrated because in the world I can just it's there. It's like I just go down a newsfeed and bum 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 bum. Hey, there it is. Everything's there. And then I have to do my due diligence. Like like to see. I'm like searching for treasure. Like
you end up on the dark web, bro.
Hardest thing ever. Like,
but yo,
is anything moving? Like,
shout out to Chris Buska at Rap Remnant that he created that census.
Yeah, you know facts. Yep.
So that's something like now that
things
we
like
could utilize.
That's dope. Yeah.
Because we're looking for Christian artists, Christian businesses, Christian anything. He created a census where people can now, where you're looking for a media site or something like that, you could just go on his site and he has like a directory.
Yeah, it's like a database of.
Yeah, like a database. Yeah. It's dope. And that's the type of things that we need in order to bridge those gaps.
Facts.
So shout out to Rap Remnant.
That's definitely part of the solution. I think another thing too, and I'm going to just throw this out there. I think we got to recognize each other more.
Yeah.
Like, why are we not? It's almost like we're all running parallel in this race, but on our own individual tracks and acting like nobody exists in the tracks besides us. And yet we're all supposed to be co-laboring together. And on all our individual platforms, we're observing everything secular. Like we're observing everything. Nothing secular passes us. Nothing secular passes us. But we're like this with each other. I don't know he has a podcast over there, and I don't click on play and listen in my headphones and never like and share his stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. We all see each other. You see the YouTube. Somebody's just uploaded this.
Yo, but real talk, though, I'm kind of guilty of that too. Because I've never shared like another platform.
Oh man, no, I'm not saying that you got to share. That's
similar to ours.
It would be dope to acknowledge like each other, like more talk toward one another.
Like,
imagine like this podcast talked about that podcast, and we're all interacting with each other, and we all did these cross promotion things with us. I mean, in a perfect world, right? We're not in heaven. It's a fallen world. Maybe it'll never happen, but it's a dope concept, and I'm going to put it out there. Wouldn't that be dope if we all acknowledged each other and spoke with one another and cross promoted each other? And you come on my platform, I come on your platform, and we're all building together and maybe unify collectively, so that way people can start associating people like Shylin and Lamp Mode with people like Lecrae and this one. Who is the activist in the middle unifying these two together actively out there? Who is desiring to unify? Maybe that's a godly thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going off on a tangent now. But I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.